Welcome to another episode of Beers with Peers. I'm your host, Sandia. Today we have a rapper, songwriter, and storyteller. You can catch his latest album, Legends of Musashi, anywhere you stream your music. Please welcome gorgeous Jefe.
Let's fucking
Yeah,
go! Let's fucking go!
One take, motherfucker, one take.
Run that shit. You got that shit?
Fuck
Let's
yeah.
go.
Alrighty, my friend, let's just get into this, to be honest. So, gorgeous Jefe, you just actually recently changed your name, as we talked about before the interview. You used to be Malik McFly.
Yeah.
And now you transitioned to gorgeous Jefe. Tell me a little bit about that.
Malik is like my fucking government name. So pretty much end up being a thing where it's like random people either call me my first name that don't deserve to be calling me my first fucking name, or people call me McFleazy, and that's like a personal, like, if you know me and shit, you could call me that. If you don't know me, you gotta go. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just way too close for comfort type shit.
So you're like, I'm gonna drop this.
Yeah, like, Jefe, like, that's been like, niggas used to call me boss when I was young. So like, it just kind of hit. Like, I was like, yeah. It was kind of a joke between like me and my roommates and shit, like a little bit ago, like a few months ago and shit. It's too deep, but I always wanted to just combine the name Gorgeous and Jefe. Just.
So you went with it.
It was just hard. Like, it's just wavy. It's just 4PF, man. That's what it is.
It's a good name, man. It's a good name switch. And you actually just dropped 2 albums this year in 2022.
That's how I do it.
Dude, you dropped 2 albums back to back. How was that? Like,
the reason why I did that was because, like, I wanted to get Don't Touch My Durag off. Like, that is the project I've been really promoting the last, like, 6-7 months. And then Legend of the Musashi really was just, like, kind of a compilation record. Like, those are all, like, loosies. Stuff that I wanted to get out that I like a lot, but I was just like, all right, let me just put these out and have an excuse to put these out. Versus like the time-consuming nature of having to drop these all as singles. Yeah. When I'm trying to fucking move on.
Yeah, because you have a lot of singles too. So you decided just to release as, like you said, a compilation instead. Yeah. I mean, they're both really good albums, but you can tell which one obviously is meant to be more of the album. The other one is obviously, like you said, way more loosey as a video.
Yeah. Like, because Don't Touch My Durag, I started recording that shit like in 2020. Like,
oh shit, 2 years.
Yeah, like, and I don't take too long with none of my projects really. Like the last time I did that was my first album, Fuck Everyone. But that was like,
love the name, by the way.
That's a hood classic. That's a hood classic. Yo, that was some shit. I had been working on that from like senior year of high school to like 2016, and then it came out in 2018. Like, I had been working on that, and like Don't Touch My Durag was kind of the same in that sense. Whereas like Legend of Musashi was just kind of like put together, boom, have it, go home. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, because Don't Touch My Durag, the thought process behind that too is that, like, you know, all them tracks kind of have like a boom bap flavor to them and shit. Yeah. And like, the reason being was that I feel like every artist that does what I do has that one tape where they're like really just barring out over like these like classic sounding beats. Yeah. And I never did that. Me personally, when I rap, I like to kind of just vibe on the beat and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really just kind of speak my mind and I go. Versus that shit, like, I was really just doing a lot lyrically that I just don't do regularly. Yeah. Like, it was just a different process going into it. And like, for that, like, it just kind of, it has that kind of cohesive sound versus some like Legend of Musashi. Them shits just hits. Like, to me, them shits is hard. Yeah, it's a very polished album. I appreciate that.
It's a very, very polished album. You can tell that you took 2 years on it.
Yeah,
I was listening to it, I'm like, this is a really good album.
I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, it's a joke. And then speaking of your albums, you dropped 10 albums in 4 years. Like, 10 albums. How do you ever count them?
I mean,
we were looking at your discography and we're like, holy shit.
Low-key is good.
And they're not like, 3 songs an album. No, they're full-fledged albums.
Yeah.
So do you have like a vault of all these songs, or do you just like have like creative juices always flowing? Like, I'm gonna put the song out.
I grew up listening to tapes. I would get like home from like 7th grade, and I would I'll hop on Dat Piff. I listen to like Gucci. I listen to OJ. I listen to fucking like anybody that had like just like full length tape I could listen to and shit. Like, especially like Future just came out. Yeah. When I was in like middle school and shit. So like they all had like full length tapes. Raider Clan that came out, so they all have full-length shit. So like, to me, like, my mental state and how I process music is in a kind of album format. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, I feel like I just know album sequencing real good. So like, I know like, all right, I'm gonna put this here, 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 until it all kind of coalesces into something real consistent. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna drop it. You know what
How
I'm
many
saying?
projects do you think you're gonna drop this year?
Shit, I got 3.
Oh shit.
All right, pretty much, I'm gonna break it down like this. I got an album with my man, Apex Alex. I got an EP with him, pre the album and shit. And then I got a mixtape. So that's kind of where I'm mentally at, is like, I'm trying to slow down my output, because last year I dropped like 12 projects.
Yeah, you dropped a
12
lot
months.
last year. I was looking at your stuff and I was like, that's a lot.
Bro.
But I mean, it's good stuff. I mean, but you do drop a shit ton.
Yeah, I'm a workhorse, baby. Like, this is what I do. Like,
Hey man, yeah, man, you gotta put the grind in.
it's just like, cause I make a lot of songs, so like, it was just like, it's just kind of like, it's always like practice rounds for me. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like the last time I'd really dropped an album was in 2019, Absent Blue Moon, and that was a good project, but it was way too consistent for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So like, I was like, okay, this is way too kind of out there, and kind of went over people's heads. So I kind of used between like 2019 and 2021, really just kind of going through like the practice rounds. So when I drop music, it's not only like album mode or whatever,
Yeah.
but it's more so I want the public to see the ideas I'm messing with, or the concepts I'm toying with. Because a lot of artists come out the gate just on some shit where it's like, you're only gonna see polished me. You're only gonna see me that's been like looked over by like 10 people.
So basically, in a sense, I know some artists do like their demos, and it's sort of like your demos in between of like your transition of what you're trying to go for your new sound.
Yeah.
Rather than just like, all right, this album's gonna sound like this, then my next album's gonna sound completely different from the other one, because I went through this transition of music.
That's the thing, you gotta show people that transition. Like,
Yeah, sometimes it might sound rough, but other times you never know.
it kind of hits. So, cause sometimes you strike on gold and shit. Like, I look at like my tape, like the way I use my tapes is just kind of like I'm just throwing darts at a wall, and when I hit that bullseye, like it might be like 1 or 2 songs on the tapes where I hit that bullseye, but that's gonna be your shit. That's gonna be the one that you fuck with.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I wouldn't even say this unfortunately, but I kind of built like a base of people that listen to my music, but will only digest it if I drop like a project. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, to where it's like, I'll put like a single out, people be like, oh, that's cool. But they won't listen to it until it's like in the context of
The project.
like 5, 6 songs,
Gotcha.
7,
They can't
8,
just
10,
appreciate
10.
the single.
Yeah, cause it's like, cause I'm one of them artists, like when I'm doing something, I'm coming with a sound. Like, it ain't just like some whatever shit. Like, I understand from the fan element of that, but at the same time, everything I drop is chapters of the same saga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I've been rapping the same for like 6 years, just slightly different each time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all natural evolution. I want people to kind of really engage it in that way. You know what I'm saying? To where like it's like all like one complete picture at the end of the day. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel you. I love how this is a milk jug, by the way.
Yeah.
I love how this is a milk jug. Like, I get the milk one.
Yo, they got it's like a Diamondbacks joint.
It's
Like,
the Diamondback ones.
yo,
I wonder what kind of milk they had in this.
you drinking Derek Jeter milk?
Gotta drink his milk, man. Is there something in this glass? All right, let's see what this guy is. What the fuck is in that? That's the case falling apart. It is Nordic Jam. 2 Pitchers Brewery. Lager with Nordic fruits. 5.2. 4.2. Can't even read it.
Yeah.
What do you rate it out of 10?
Give it like a 7.
7?
Like a 7.
All right, we're on beer number 2.
Yeah, let's get
You're almost halfway through.
Okay, let's get it.
Let's fucking get it.
Let's go.
It's all right.
Yeah, this is kind of like.
I'm not like, I don't fucking love it. I don't hate it.
It's like some gas station like liquor, you know what I'm saying? Like.
So,
I've been through it.
You recently did a collab with Great Clothing.
It's messy.
Yeah, so tell me a little about your collab you did.
Great Clothing is just like, it's hard. Like every piece they got is fucking hard. The lookbooks be fire. Like, he be having this shit set up, and he ran my merch booth at the Dorag Night show that I had.
And then so you did the shirt, and the collab was Only God Can Judge Me, or Jug Me.
JUUG. I came up with the name Only God Can Judge Me Now when I was like 17. Like, when I was 17, I was like, there's like a lot of my tape names be shit I came up with when I was young.
Yeah.
Like I think like there was just a time where I would just write down like tape names and shit and be like, all right, when it comes down to it, I will use this. Only God Can Judge Me Now was some shit I came up with in fucking high school. Like when I was like a senior in high school. I really didn't tap in with the name until 2019 when I started working on the actual tape. Like even that tape like that was like, it was kind of a compilation of shit that I did between like 2018 and 2019, early 2020.
Yeah.
And it was really just, I was mentally in a bag of just like, okay, Absent Blue Moon came out, people like it, but they're kind of ambivalent towards it. I'm gonna do this project to where it's kind of more immediate, like more straightforward and shit, and I'm just rapping. Like it's nothing too complicated. I'm not really thinking in terms of, yo, album mode. I gotta make a masterpiece. I gotta do all this extra shit. Like, really, I just wanted to make like a tape that kind of sounded like a Gangsta Grills tape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I deadass wanted it to sound like Dedication 1 or something like that. Like, what I'm thinking is like I'm gonna do like 3 of them. It's gonna be a trilogy. It's gonna be Only God Can Judge Me Now 1 from 2020. I was like 19, 20-ish when I recorded that shit.
Yeah.
And then Only God Can Judge Me Now 2 is just better on all fronts. Like I hear the mistakes on the first one. You know, people be telling me like that's like one of my better projects. I'd be like, yeah, but nah. Only God Can Judge Me Now 2 is fucking hard. It's some shits on there. It's got an R&B song on there. It's hard as fuck. It's hard as fuck.
You're your harshest critic.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, you have to be. To be
really
consistent,
do.
you have to be, all right, this is ass. All right, this is cool. All right, this is ass. All right, this is cool. But yeah.
In order to get better, you have to be your worst critic.
You have to be on your own ass a lot of times because niggas want to be like lazy as fuck all the fucking time, think like they've already accomplished every fucking thing. And think about like being sleep on your laurels. You could be sleep on your laurels all you want. It's gonna be some young ass nigga that look like me that's gonna be on your ass. Like, but yeah, Only God Can Judge Me Now 3 though. That's gonna be like when I'm up, like on some industry shit. Like I'm about when I go Hollywood and shit.
When I go Hollywood, hell yeah, man! You gotta make that dream happen.
Like, bro, I be telling my homies this. I'm manifesting this, so I'm gonna say this in the interview. Only God Can Judge Me Now 3 is gonna have production by Working on Dying. I'm saying this now, even though I don't know none of these niggas. It's gonna have production by Working on Dying. It's gonna have a beat by Zaytoven on there. They have a beat by Polo Boy Shawty. And then the last song on there is gonna be produced by Clams Casino. I'm manifesting this now.
Hey man, you gotta throw that out there. You gotta throw it out in the universe,
yeah.
man. You gotta throw it out there.
Bruh, oh my God, like everything I've ever manifested, I got it. So like, nigga, it's gonna be like, that's gonna be like when I'm Hollywood, that's gonna be like, when you ride with a shorty and like you notice like that's the only music she listens to is gonna be that tape. Facts.
Hey man, throw it out there, man. Honestly, that's the way to make it happen.
And that's kind of why like when I got into the clothing shit, that's why I kind of transitioned to putting that on everything.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, it's a real eye-catching phrase. You know what I'm saying?
It really is. I mean, do you plan on doing any more collabs or different clothing?
I got shirts coming out. I'm gonna be dropping some glow-in-the-dark hoodies towards the later end of this year and shit.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm not fucking playing about this clothing shit. Like, I'm gonna be going crazy because, you know, for years I felt like, you know, I was kind of slept on in terms of the music, in terms of the fashion, in terms of like bro, I be dressing like, look at this shit.
That's a fresh ass shirt.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
a fresh ass shirt.
Who is doing this like me? Like the only other nigga I know that's doing this like me is my nigga Frank. Shout out Frank Yami, you know what I'm saying? So for that, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna go crazy on my own shit. I'm gonna be my own model. I'm gonna get my own niggas to do this shit. My own people finna shoot this shit. And we just finna go crazy. Like, I ain't even never did no crazy fashion shit. Yeah. I didn't even think about making clothes till no fucking November. You know what I'm saying? But here we is going fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is what the main goal is, to go stupid on every asset and facet of this shit.
Yeah, you gotta make it work with everything.
Most definitely.
You can't just focus on one source of thing. Like, if you have one source of creative output, you're doing it wrong, you gotta go everywhere.
I feel ran through drinking this shit.
I feel like shit. Honestly, that beer is so fucking heavy.
Like, nigga.
What is this fucking thing?
What is this?
It's this guy.
What is this?
It's 1 pint at a time. It's one blonde. At a time. It's not a fucking IPA, of course. What do you rate it? Just that.
A fucking 3, nigga. They should get an E for effort. Like, come on, bro.
All right, we are in our trivia phase of our show. All right, for this game, rules are pretty simple. There's 7 different songs of your own discography. All you have to do is, we're gonna play a couple seconds of it, and you just have to guess the name of the song.
Okay, smooth.
If you want to tell anything about the song, go for it, but you just have to guess the song right.
Okay.
If you get 3 out of the 7 wrong, you have to chug a beer.
Oh, that's fucked up and racist. That's racist.
All right, let's go play the songs.
Let's run it. Oh, this is Bitch I'm Suffering. I already know this shit.
Hey, all right, number 1.
Bitch I'm Suffering. This is a hood classic, yeah.
Number 1 is right.
I was in like high school or something when I recorded that shit. That's a hood classic. Man, shout out my nigga Sappy for making that beat.
All right, number 2.
Let's get it. This is Cathedrals. Boom. This is Cathedrals Part 1. Nigga, because I took like a lot of time making this song. It's like a 10-minute song.
All right, number 3.
This is What I'm Supposed to Be. Yeah, this is my nigga King Coffee. Hey, shout out my nigga King Coffee. Hey.
You chose the easiest song you could possibly guess. That's an easy ass fucking sample.
God, I made this shit about my ex. No cap.
All right, we got 4 more, man. You ain't gonna get these wrong.
But please the Jesusator. Or no. This is it that? It's either that or it's on that EP.
Which one? Yeah, choose one.
Is it Pressure? It might be Pressure.
Stop the song. Which one? What's your final answer?
It's Pressure because Jesusator, I do like a thing where I'm like, because I was impersonating Jeezy. I was doing like a young Jeezy impression, so I was like, yeah, and I don't do that at the beginning of this. I just know that's produced by Dizzle. Shout out to my nigga Dizzle. Hey. Oh, it's Jesusator?
Jesusator. All right.
What the fuck?
That's wrong. Crazy. You were close. You got it right technically, but all right.
That EP is hard as shit.
All right, number 5.
I recorded that shit in the dorm room, by the way. Oh, this is Grinded with my man, rest in peace, Comatose, and my man, Young Davon. This is Grinded. Yeah, I know this. This is a hood classic. I just want to say, RIP my nigga Comatose. The last 2 bars on there is like, if Max died before me, that's his real name. If Max died before me, I'm Photoshop him in heaven. If McFleazy died before me, I'm gonna Photoshop him with the heaven. Oops, I mean heathens. Max died, unfortunately, before I did. So we did that. We Photoshopped him in heaven and shit. Like you know, like those Harambe images and shit? Yeah. Like, that's how we did. Rest in peace, my nigga, bro. For real shit. Jumanji, this is what this is. That's Jumanji. Shout out my nigga Golden Arms.
All right,
I lost my voice when I recorded that whole tape. I lost my voice and shit. And Goldie came through the next day, and he just sent me a few beats, and I just ran through all them bitches in like a day. Like, it's like 24 hours, so, yeah. This is fucking Blood Rotation. This is the first song that niggas ever did with Cactus Crew. I know these songs, bro. Nigga, I was in Cactus Crew. I was in a group called Cactus Crew when I was like between like 19 and 21 and shit. I ended up leaving. The funny part about that song is there's like 4 other verses on there that did not come out. So we had a whole song, it was like 10 minutes, called Blunt Rotation, that we were supposed to do like a hook to, but we were just way too high, way too stoned and shit. So we just didn't end up finishing it and shit. But I like my verse so much because I slid on that bitch. Like I slid, like I fucking glide like Clyde on that bitch. So yeah, that's a hood classic. Niggas don't even know about that one. Shout out to Cactus Crew, man.
You got all of them right, basically. I mean, one of them you said it right the first time, but you did change your answer. But I mean, you still got them. You still knew it.
I be knowing my songs,
You know
bro.
your shit, man. You know your shit.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go. Now we are on our last beer. That looks fucking gnarly. It just
that shit look tasty as fuck.
Dude, like I am.
This shit tastes like. This
Dude, it looks like eggs.
Oh God.
Nah, I should have said that.
Oh, this is smooth. Okay.
So you mentioned you did Dorag Night recently.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your Dorag Night.
Nigga, that shit was turnt and yurt, nigga. Hey. Alright, so this is the goddamn game plan, right? I'm not even gonna get too deep into it, but I'm trying to host shows on a somewhat frequent basis for like every time I drop a tape and shit. So like, Dorag Night happened 2 months after Don't Touch My Dorag. I performed the whole album. I got my homies on the bill, you know what I'm saying? Next tape, I'm finna have another show like that, get my homies on the bill, like people I really like trust and I know as musicians, they're really like good at what they gotta do as performers and shit. Like, it was a solid crowd and shit. Like, last year and the year before that and all the years prior, I had never really like went all out into making the most of my tapes. Like I had tapes, like literal tapes of the album, like cassette tapes and shit. I had do-rags on display. I had shirts, you know, like available for purchase and stuff like that. And I ran through the whole album and that was just kind of like a full circle moment for me, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. And I plan on doing that on a consistent basis. Especially because like last year, like a lot of these songs I was performing like a year and a half ago. Or a year ago, you know what I mean? Like kind of peppering it in my sets and stuff like that. So, you know, that was just kind of like, the word is apotheosis. That's what that was for that project. So that I can finally fucking move on with my life away from Don't Touch My Dorag. Because I'm tired of that fucking album. Okay. I be on some shit where I'm like trying to like move on and shit.
Yeah, because like it's like you might have put that out, but like you said, it took you so long to finish the album, 2 years, that like you're just like, I'm over it. Like I put it out, it's done, it's behind me. This was like 2 years ago, like basically kind of thing. Yeah. And now like you promote it and everything, but now you're just basically done with it.
Yeah. Like to where like, this is because people be very sleep on the rollout process. I was very sleep on the rollout process. But like that rollout process can go for a long period of time. Like, you know, you got all these artists that like are known for having like eras and sounds and shit like that. Like for a moment, like shit, like probably the most probably example is like Christina Aguilera with like Ex-Tina. Like that time period that she just kind of had where she was just on some like evil demon time shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always like a work in progress. You know it's different phases, to be honest. Yeah, different phases.
Because you're so young, so you're growing older, and your music is getting more mature as you grow.
As you grow, yeah.
Yeah, like, so I mean, even so, like your older projects, you can like say like they're the time where you made them. Like that is like it's a 2018 song. And like it stands to be a 2018 song kind of thing.
Because I know what I looked like when I made this shit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's there's some songs where you like kind of stands the test of time, where it's like I made this song, and 20 years later, it still represents me in some sort of way.
There's no sort of way.
But there's other songs where it's like I made this song and that was me at the age of 18 or me at the age of 20. Yeah. Like this isn't me anymore. So like I'm outgrown that song. And I know some artists is like have disdain to like some of their older songs. Do you ever feel that way? Like do you like for your, like say your most popular songs, do you ever feel like when people like ask you like, hey, can you perform that song? Do you ever like feel like just disdain towards it?
It depends. It depends. My old shit from when I was like 16, 17, I do not listen to. Realistically. Like, I think I listened to some songs from when I was 17, when I was 16. Yeah. My voice was just not fully developed. Like, I had the right ideas and shit, but like, I don't listen to that shit. The songs that like I really don't fuck with are the songs that you will never hear. Like, I put like a compilation of demos out for just people that know me and shit. It's called like Songs You Will Never Get, books 1 through 7. And those are like the songs I had like some kind of disdain for, or like some kind of like, I won't put them out in public just due to politics, or like, you know, maybe there are artists involved that I'm not cool with anymore or something like that.
So basically, you don't like you're gonna hear this on here, but you're not gonna hear it anywhere else.
Yeah, because
I'm not gonna perform this live. I'm not gonna do anything else.
Yeah, like, because a lot of my older music, I look at it like I fuck with it on the merit of I was being true to myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of niggas be out here capping and yapping, nigga, like straight up. And that I cannot condone. That's an action I do not condone for shit. It's just like abuse. I don't condone cap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like, I was always true to myself in my art, so I can't be mad at it because it's like, no, that really was me at 18. That really was me at 19. That really was me at 20, 21. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that, it makes me more comfortable with like my old shit. My shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, cause it was like now, like the shit I make now, that's the music I always wanted to make. Like I always had these ideas. Like Don't Touch My Durag, the idea, the concept behind the name, it was a recent idea, like within like the last 365 or so days. But like the idea of like, okay, one day I want to make some classical shit, or okay, one day I want to just drop a compilation, or one day I want to drop a 10-minute song. Those are all like ideas I've had just listening to my influences and listening to the people that inspired me to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
dude, I can never finish the bottom. Dude, I'm like at the bottom.
Yeah, like nigga, I'm at the bottom of this
dude,
shit.
we're the same.
Like,
and I'm
nigga,
like,
let's get this shit.
Let's just finish it.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. This is gonna take like 4 sips for me.
Dude, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just finish it. Just do it.
That's the last time I did drinking this shit ever again. Oh, what the fuck?
It is King Su Double Indian Pale. It is an IPA.
Let me see this shit.
There's a T-Rex on it.
It's got a fucking T-Rex on this bitch. It's called Toppling Goliath.
If you have anything you want to plug, that is your camera to do so, my friend.
Yeah. All right, my next album is called Son of Abdullah. My next EP is called Nights Before the Sunrise. My next mixtape is Only God Can Jug Me Now too. You know what I'm saying? Go get that Don't Touch My Durag if you haven't listened to it. It's some real good hip hop, hippity hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you niggas. Hey, shout out my nigga Guru. Hey, shout out fucking Beers with Peers. It's gonna be like the last time I drink for a very long fucking time.
He doesn't drink.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, Small World Productions, baby. Let's go. We thugging it, you dig?
Dude, thank you for being on the show.
Yes, sir.
This is Gorgeous Jefe. We'll see you all next time. It's good having you, my friend.
Yeah. In like 5 years, I'm gonna ask all the tattoos one day.
Dude, I'm so fucking...